Good morning, class. Good morning, guys. Today's class this morning, here, is going to be on networking. So it's a slightly, so it's a business English class. We've got Amma here so far. Good. Anyone else joining us? Amma, nice to speak with you.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Perfect. Cool. And where are you from?
I'm from Saudi Arabia.
Perfect. I think we've spoken before. Is that true?
I
Maybe
don't
not.
think so.
Okay, yeah. So I recognise the voice. I'm not sure if it's so. Okay, that's quite cool. And you've got your is that your car in your display picture?
Yes.
It's cool. Yeah, I like it. It's cool. I approve. I approve. Okay, Jano is trying in a second. Okay, are you joining us, Jano? Okay, he'll come when he can. Okay, so I take it, Amma, you've reserved this session. Yeah, that's why you're here early.
Yeah, I'm a premium account.
Perfect. Good. Okay, if anyone else wants to reserve classes, it's quite convenient with the Verbling Premium. But okay, Mario, good to speak with you.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm very great.
Great. And where are you from?
Okay. I'm from France.
France. Okay. Which part of France?
Near Paris, in the suburb.
Okay. And the thing is, I was saying yesterday to someone, it's easier for me. I live 1 hour from London. At the moment, I'm not living there. Then now I'm living in Germany. But usually, I live 1 hour from London. It's just easier to say London if anyone asks. Yeah. So is it the same with you?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, anyone else joining? Pedro, are you coming in? Okay, you can't come now, but you can come another time. Okay, let's make a start. Did you guys manage to open the link I put onto Verbling, the documents, the PowerPoint?
Yeah, I open it, but I'm not. I don't read it, but I open it.
Okay, no worries. Okay, I can share my screen and something later if it's not working. But Mikael, nice to meet you. Mikael, can you hear us? Okay, we'll try in a second. I can't hear you. Just check your settings with the microphone and see if everything's okay. But in the meantime, Achla's back. Achla, how are you?
How are you?
Okay, can you hear me, Achla?
Yes, hi. How are you, Martin?
Perfect. I'm not too bad. Yeah. So, yeah, good to speak with you again. Farhad, hello. Farhad, can you hear me? Okay, let's come back to you. Ismail, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, teacher. Hi.
Perfect. And where are you from? Ismail, yeah? Are you from Turkey by any chance?
Yes, I am
Okay, I guess.
connecting from Turkey.
Great. And whereabouts in Turkey?
I live in Ankara.
Ankara, great. Okay, so it's quite nice. I've never been to Turkey, but I've heard it's very, very popular for British tourists to go on holiday and things. Do you see many tourists in your part of Turkey?
Yes, especially in southern part of Turkey, you can see in summer lots of tourists from
So there's an influx, yeah?
European
Influx.
countries.
You know what this word means, guys? An influx.
Influx.
An influx of
didn't-
tourists, for example.
I didn't heard this word before.
Okay, an influx just means so many. There's an influx of tourists. You can say, well, before people go to Spain, and people probably are still going to Spain, now they're trying other destinations, yeah? Turkey, in Cyprus, Greece, and things like that. Okay, that's quite cool. And Jano, you're back. How are you today?
Hi Martin, I'm fine. How are you?
Great, not too bad.
Great,
Okay,
great.
you had to leave early the other day. Did you
Yeah.
get everything done that you wanted to do, that you needed to do?
Sorry, I couldn't hear now.
Okay, I was just saying you had to leave early the other day. Did
Yeah.
you get everything done that you needed to do?
Oh yeah, yeah. I went to work, so
Oh, no,
that's why I had to go.
No
But
worries.
now I have plenty of time for you and for this
Perfect, thank
class.
you. I feel privileged. Okay,
Okay.
so we'll use the time well. Okay, Mario, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh yeah, we just spoke. We just spoke. Sorry. Okay, we can speak again if you like. We can speak again. But yeah, let's go to Mahmoud again. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm not too bad, not too bad. We've spoken before, haven't we? But just to, could you introduce yourself to the rest of the class, just so they know who you are and where you come from? Just say
Yes.
where.
I'm Mahmood Ahmed and I'm from Pakistan.
Okay, so this is Mahmoud from Pakistan. And Mikael, we've spoken, but I didn't know if you could hear me first.
Yes, I'm fixed my microphone. Yeah, I can hear
Perfect,
you.
I can hear you perfectly well now. Okay, so where are you from?
I'm from Russia.
Russia, which part? Russia's
It's like European part of Russia. It's like 400 kilometers from Moscow. Not so
Okay,
far.
Okay, not so far. And which city? So is it Petersburg or is it another
City called Tambov.
Tambov. Has anyone heard of this?
Sorry?
Any other Russians? Any other Russians? We've got Moon. Is Moon from Russia or where's Moon from?
No, I'm from Italy,
Italy. Okay, you're Italian.
and it's Roberto.
Roberto. Okay, I'll try to remember this. Wait.
Yes, it
Moon
was
for
a
Roberto.
nickname.
Okay. Okay, and Moon is just your profile name, I guess. That's quite cool. Okay, so as promised, guys, today is a business English class. I've attached the presentation onto Verbling, but I'll share my screen as well, just in case you didn't manage to see this or you're having problems opening this. But first, I'll just share my screen and we'll get started. Okay, so it's good. Can everyone see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, and I'll just focus on mine. And it's going to be about networking and things, yeah? So this is quite a big topic. First, could someone read this quote? So the first bullet point, who would like to read this quote? Please.
May I?
In fact, we'll split it, okay? So Akhla wanted, and who else wanted to?
Mahmood,
Mahmoud. Okay, let's split it, okay? So, in fact, Akhla can read the quote, and you can read the question, Mahmoud.
Okay, it's not what you know, but who you know that counts.
Mahmoud?
what do you understand from this expression? To what extent?
There should be one this, okay? That's my mistake. To what extent do you agree and disagree with it? Okay, so let's talk about this. Let's go in order, okay? So, again, we'll go from right to left. Roberto, how are you?
Yes.
Okay, so what do you think about this quote?
It's not what you know, but what you know that counts.
But no, it's not what you know, but who you know, yeah? Who you know.
But who you know that counts. Well, I disagree, because I think that one should know something for himself, and then you can spend it to get a job or to get something from the world. I disagree with it.
Okay, so basically,
I'm an engineer, and I spend a lot of my time to know most subjects, and later I will concerned about the people that really counts to get the right job and right job positions. You know.
so it depends on the job you're saying, yeah? So you're an engineer, so it's basically, you can't get a job unless you know what you're talking about, yeah? So
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, so it's about balance you're saying. That's quite interesting. Anyone else, does anyone else have an opinion? So let's go to Mikael. What would you say to this?
Oh, well, I think this issue depends on two things. First of all, it depends on the country, I guess, and on the government. For example, let's take my country. Here it's much more important to know the right person who can help you out. I mean, to find some decent job. The second point is it depends on the profession. For example, as Roberto, it's very important to have some specific special skills like engineering. Of course, you should understand. You should know this profession very well to find a decent job. Of course, it's a disputable question actually.
Yeah, it is. So it's about balance. But would anyone have a really strong opinion for or against? Okay, so Pedro wrote in the thing, I guess so. So it depends on the profession. Yeah, and that's ultimately it. Yeah, so it depends what job you do. Mahmoud, okay, you read. What's your opinion on this?
I
And how
totally
is it
agree.
in your country? So how is it in Pakistan?
Yeah, I'm sharing that. I totally 100% agree with the statement that it doesn't matter what you know, and rather it matters more who you know. Because I'd like to share that I received University Medal of Honor when I graduated, but still my first job was through a network. The position that I applied for actually was decided earlier to go to some other person who was not academically very superior to me, but still I have to try and manage. I have to convince someone to actually favor me for that job, and so I got that job. So in my country, in my personal experience, I totally agree with that statement. Actually, uh, I feel that somebody said that it's depend upon the country. I feel that in today's world, we have got a lot of overqualified people, a lot of extraordinary and brilliant people. So apart from that, this is most distinguishing quality that distinguishing feature that you have if you know somebody that can actually even get you an interview. It's even in Pakistan, it's very quite difficult if you don't know the right person or you don't have the right links.
Yeah.
So it's very important. I totally agree with this.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, and who else would agree? So, Mario, what would you say to this?
Hello?
Mario,
Yeah.
what would you say to this? Yeah, what's your opinion? What's your stance?
About networking?
Yep. So, do you think, for example, it's more important to know people, as in find the right contacts, or to get a superior knowledge in an area to get a job?
Oh, I think you must have superior knowledge.
Okay, so you're saying knowledge is the most important thing,
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
contact list.
Baba.
Yes.
Okay,
Definitely.
why so? Explain.
Because you have the in relation with engineering now, depending on networking. I think this is an important thing to skill to have to progress, because our world is becoming digital now, and
So
everything.
if you're saying if you have the right skills, that will get you the job. Yeah. So if you're the right, if you have the right skills, the right abilities, doesn't matter who you know, someone will find you eventually. Yeah, that's your opinion. It's it's interesting. And Jarno, what would you say? Okay, so your experience is you're from Finland, I remember. How is it in
Yes.
your country? Yeah, would you say it's easier to get a job through qualifications or through experience or through a contact list?
I think on one hand you have to have a knowledge of what you do, and on the other hand you have to know right people contact. For example, working for a big company, if you don't have people skills, if you don't have knowledge, you actually can't networking quite well, I think. So
Okay.
it's not only the one question that knowledge or people. It's diverse, I would say that way.
So there are other factors that you have to consider. So
Yeah.
you're saying not just knowledge, not just your contact list, but
It's like coins has a both sides. Like
yeah.
even you have a knowledge and even you know right people, you might not get what you want. You might not
And
succeed.
what about luck? Yeah, so it
Yeah.
could also be about other factors, personality and luck. I don't know. What do you think of these two things? Yeah. So Ismail, you can contribute to the question we previously asked, or you can talk about this. Yeah. So do you think people have to be lucky to get some jobs, or do you think people's personality is important? What do you think, Ismail?
I want to think that people personality is more important, but luck is important subject in this matter, I think. And in my country, especially in state business, the contact list is more important than the skills of people. I think especially in developing country, the social relationships is more important to find a job, especially in state business. And also in private business, you have to uh, big contact list to get a good job. But
Okay.
you
can say
have to
public sector, private
especially.
sector.
Sorry, I couldn't hear.
You
Teacher.
can say a public sector. In the public sector is the state-owned companies, the government businesses, and the private sector are the private companies. Yes, the public sector and the private sector.
Yes. In private sector also you need some social network to get a good job. But especially in high skill sector, for example, in IT business, you have to a good background in this information technology to get a job.
Yeah, it's no good someone employing someone who has no idea what the job is. Yeah, so and this is an issue as well. And there's also a problem maybe that if this is true, then for example, people with parents, people who have parents in certain industries maybe have advantage. Yeah, because yeah, and that's another topic. But what do you say, Igor? Okay, have I spoken to you yet, Igor?
Saria? Yes.
Igor, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, where are you from, Igor?
I'm from Republic of Moldova.
Wow, cool. And we have spoken before, haven't we?
I think first lesson only. Your first lesson.
I think so. Okay, so no worries. Yeah, that was maybe last Friday. I'm not sure. But okay, so we're talking about networking and things, and we had this quote. I'm not sure if you followed. I'm not sure when you joined. I can't remember. It's not what you know, but who you know that counts. And we're just discussing if a contact list is more important or skills are more important to get a job and things. But what do you say in your country? Yeah, what would you say? How is the situation?
I think it's both important to have, and knowledge and contact skills, because, for example, to interview can come 10 people, and all 10 have knowledge, but from that 10 people, only 2 have contacts in that company. So that 2 people will have advantage.
Yeah, okay. So if there's no other deciding factor, there's no other thing that distinguishes everyone from each other, then it'll be basically, oh yeah, I know. Igor, I know him. He's a good man. He can do the job. Something like that, yeah? So
he's my friend, and we will hire him.
People are people, yeah? So they go with people are kind of loyal, I guess, yeah, and I guess they know your character as well. They know if they can trust you or not. Okay, and what would you say, Amma? How is it? Okay, let's compare in Saudi Arabia. We've got 2 from Saudi Arabia. Have you got any others from the same country? I think you're all from different countries, aren't you? Apart from Akhla and Amma. How is the situation? You 2 can work together on this and contribute. How is the situation in Saudi Arabia to do with networking?
In my opinion, in Saudi Arabia, if you want to get a job, if you have a good connecting with the how to say it? If you have a connecting, you will get a job. Get a job very quickly and a nice job. If you don't have a good connection, you maybe find a job for a year or.
Okay, and how do you get these connections? Yeah, so how would you go about getting these connections? Is it through luck? So, for example, if your dad is a lawyer, you can then get a position as the lawyer. Or if your cousin has a business, you get a position in that business. Or are there other methods? Are there other ways of being able to establish your own network, even if you don't automatically have these connections? What do you say? So, Akhla, what would you say to this? Akhla? Okay, I can't hear her so well. Amma, what would you say to this in Saudi Arabia?
In Saudi Arabia, if your dad have a good position, he will hire you.
Yeah.
If your uncle have a good position, if your friend father have a good position, in Saudi Arabia, if you look to the staff member, you see someone don't know how to do this job.
Okay.
He just sit in the desk and just sit in the desk, open Google,
Twiddle his thumbs a bit,
YouTube,
yeah.
yeah,
Go
and
on Facebook.
yeah, and every month he get his money and go home.
Okay, and this is a problem as well, yeah? So if you are the manager of a business, what would you do? Okay, that's the next question. So let's go back. Roberto. Okay, Roberto. What would you say? So if you were the owner of a business, would you want to employ someone who you know, or is it more important for you to hire someone who has the right skills, the qualifications, etc.?
I think that it depends on the grownness. I don't know if this is a correct word. How big?
What? Sorry.
It depends on how big is the company, because
on the size of the company. It depends on the size of the company.
Okay, the size. If you have to hire 100 people in 1 month, you cannot supervise the process. But I think that the great companies have the human resource part, the human resource section, and I think that in my business it will be important to know the skills, not the networking, because I hate it, and because I don't want that the world will develop with this kind, will continue to
because
develop.
You get an elite, yeah? You get the elite who can get the jobs, and the people who had the bad luck to be born, without the connections or something. You're saying there could be an elite.
I hate it because I think that if one person has the right skills, he has to obtain the job without any recommendation. Letter. I've read about recommendation letters. This is very, very horrible for me. I think that the right company should ask to you to get an interview and investigate if you are able to cover the open position independently without knowing who you are.
Okay, so keep your identity anonymous, yes? So don't tell anyone actually who you are.
Because I am not a rich. I come from not a rich family, so my mother is not a doctor, or we have no links. No, we have no networking. So I have to build my my career on my own
from scratch.
And
from scratch. Do you know this?
Yes.
To build something from scratch.
Yes.
This means from the beginning.
Yes, and I hope that one day for my sons it will be different from now, because I graduated with honors, and in Italy it's hard to obtain a great job if you don't know someone,
Okay, and you're saying there's a problem, but would you say in your countries, guys, that I guess you're more familiar with American culture, and you're quite aware maybe more of that side than British culture. In America, they have this kind of American dream. So in the UK, we have this kind of thing as well, but it's not so pronounced as in America. Yeah, it's quite a big thing, I guess. Yeah, from what I've heard, and they talk about the American dream, that everyone is born with an equal chance, and if you want to be rich, you can be rich in America if you work hard. And what do you think? Yeah, so how is it in the situation in your countries? Can you? Is everyone born with an equal chance? We don't, of course, we don't really know if that's so in America. Yeah, so it's a theory. It's a nice theory. But what would you say in your country? So, Mikhail, okay, how is it in Russia? Would you say if you're born in a poor family or rich family, it doesn't matter. You can at birth you have the same chances in Russia to achieve your dreams.
Well, I would say it quite depends, really, because people are born in poor families have quite few choices in life. So, and of course, the people are born who are born in rich families, in famous families, they can easily reach any aim they want. And I guess it's this situation spreads on the half of our world, maybe except America. I don't know. Well,
but maybe so in America, yeah. So
maybe
it's a
in America,
theory.
really, yeah.
Maybe it's so, yeah. So, yeah. So in the UK, it depends, yeah. So if you have a really, if your mother's the queen, yeah, maybe you have different chances to, the average Joe on the street, yeah. So yeah, and it's a nice theory. But could you say, for example, yeah, would you say it's the same in every country then, Mikhail? Would you say that basically there's just an inequality, yeah, that no matter what we say about it, there's just this inequality? Or would you say that everyone actually has a chance?
Well, I guess everyone has a chance. So it depends on how hard you work. It depends on your wish and depends on your will to reach something, of course.
Yeah. So the
everything is possible, really.
Yeah. Okay, so would you agree with this, Mahmoud? Is everything possible?
Yes, I agree with that, but it's going to be very hard. Like if I have to opine that whether it's everyone is born with equal chances, then I would say no, because when they're children, if they happen to be born in a poor family, they won't go in. I'm talking about my country, Pakistan. They won't be able to go to any good school, and this condition of the public schools or the government schools is so bad that you can't compare them with any public schools, or the level of education you can't compare with them. So ultimately, when they reach they have limited opportunities to go to some better higher education institutions. Likewise, when if there aren't there are few institutions whose, if you for example, for instance, if you want to work in a business industry, there are few institutions whose graduate, just you need to be a graduate of that particular school, then you will definitely get a job. So those who are born in poor families, those who can't go to good higher education institutions, definitely won't be able to go to these institutions and get a job. So, but on the other hand, there are examples. I've seen myself examples that people who are born to very poor families, they still manage to get, but these are exceptional cases and very few cases I've seen. But mostly, generally, it is the case. We can generalize that everybody hasn't got the equal chance when they are born.
Yeah, but and you could also say, yeah. So, for example, people adapt to the situation they're in. Yeah. So, for example, if they're in an unfavorable situation, yeah. So, really poor childhood or whatever, then entrepreneurialism can develop. Do you think? Yeah. So, for example, you hear lots of stories of people who haven't gone to school or anything, but they develop some kind of small business. I don't know. They're selling something on the street. This then grows into a massive business, and then suddenly they have wealth. Yeah. So do you think, is this happening in Pakistan, would you say? You're saying that people who can't get education, can they still have other opportunities?
Yes, exactly. You mentioned very good point. Actually, the company I worked for, actually I'm a textile engineer, so I work in a textile manufacturing company, and the owner of the company was actually not very good, not a very highly educated person. He was just uh, even below average. He didn't even go to I think a university, but he worked, he started his own business, and worked very hard, and eventually he set up his own international business, and he now owns a very big export company that I worked for. So it is true that it isn't inevitable that you have to go to some very high elite school or higher education institution. You still make your way if you work hard.
Yeah, there are several examples. Yeah, so yeah, of entrepreneurs who have developed this. Yeah, and they've developed wealth and they still have opportunities. Mario, how is it in your country? Is it so that, for example, if you're born with an unequal situation, yeah. So can you? Does everyone have the same chance to be wealthy or to achieve what they actually want to achieve, regardless of what that is? Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So that can be to do with family. Okay. If your dream is I want to have a family, or to achieve wealth. Yeah. So how is it in your country, Mario?
I think this is not really depends on the country. I think this is that's depend of the different profiles. You know, you have certain people that don't believe what the thing you are going to do. They don't believe in doing something. For example, I think if everything could be possible for everyone, above all the country that you are living in, and it's really depends on the fact that you really think that you are going to make it. If you believe in you trust in yourself. You are very confident in yourself, so I think everything is possible. If you take someone who tell you it won't going to happen, if that person tell you that, so this is the fate, okay, it's not going to happen. If you believe to doing something, I think it's possible. You have just
So this is an interesting point. Yeah, so it's about mentality. It's about your own mindset. If you've got if your mentality is such that okay, you've got this drive, whatever happens, you'll achieve success anyway. Yeah. So even if it doesn't always have to be about money. Yeah. So it can be about okay, yeah, lots of different things. But okay, so would anyone else agree with this or disagree? So Jarno, your country. Yeah. So Finland's economics is very good, I think, are they?
Yeah, I think we have AAA qualification nowadays.
UK doesn't anymore. Yes, the UK is going
but
down.
it doesn't. Well, what I think, like they say here in Finland, if you're born here, it's like a winning in lottery, and I guess we have, we all are almost equal, I guess. But talking about this building something from scratch, there are lots of stories about entrepreneurs. Like, for example, Steve Jobs. He was a good example about it, you know. And Microsoft Works, Bill Gates. I think they started from scratch, you know. They didn't have anything, but they had a passion for it, and they aimed to, and
did it.
They really did it.
A famous guy in the UK, he's called Alan Sugar. Has anyone heard of this man? He's called Sir Alan Sugar.
No, I don't.
Okay, he's from the east of London. He's very Cockney. Do you know what Cockney means? So it's like a kind of dialect. It's kind of, so there's a dialect in the east of London which is called Cockney rhyming slang, and they say things like apples and pears, which means stairs, or dog and bone means telephone. So they talk like this: I'm going up the apples and stairs to the dog and bone. They have this kind of dialect. It's very, very interesting in the east of London. And he's from this part. Basically, he didn't go to school. Well, he went to school but left school, and just basically was a grafter, what we call a grafter. A grafter is just someone who works very, very, very hard, got a good work ethic. He built a company. Now he's got over $1 billion. With really, so he started off, his family were not rich at all. He had to work for the family, and now he's got business over $1 billion. And yeah, he's private jet and things like this. I'll show you this guy. He's got a TV show if you're interested. It's called The Apprentice. Has anyone heard of this show, The Apprentice?
Alan
So
Sugar.
let me show you. Alan Sugar. Yeah, and he's quite an inspirational guy, and he just proves that he's just set up a company. He's got loads of businesses now, and he basically, yeah, when he was a child, you could say, okay, he wouldn't have got to anywhere. He wouldn't have got to any position, but he basically got to where he is now because of grafting, because of hard work and things. So yeah, okay, that's an example. But what would you say in your country, Ismail? Yeah, so Turkish people, I imagine them to be quite entrepreneurial. Yeah, so very good, like grafters. Yeah, very good, have a business sense. Is it true, or is it just a stereotype?
I think it is not true. It is just a stereotype. There are lots of inequalities in my country, teacher. When you have born in a countryside, in an underdeveloped area of Turkey, you don't have equality, you don't have good education services, health services. Even if you are a genius, you can get a high-ranking business, I think. But
Okay.
especially lately, internet is playing an important role for balancing the inequalities between poor and rich people.
And lots of opportunities with the internet, yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
yes.
great, yeah. For example, you guys you don't have to go to America or the UK anymore to study English or an expensive language school. Just sign on to an internet website and you've got it. You know, it's great. You know, it's quite good, the developments and stuff. But we've got some new people. Anais, is that how I pronounce your name? Can you correct me, please? Anas. Anas, is it? Okay, I'll come back to you. Ekbal, can you hear me? Okay, we'll come back to you again. And we've got Mira. Mira.
Hey,
Hello.
Martin.
Hi again,
Hello,
how are
Martin.
you?
Fine, and you?
Not too bad, yeah? So we've spoken before, yeah? So just introduce yourself to those who don't know you. I'm sure everyone knows you by now, yeah? You've been to several classes. But if they don't know you, just introduce yourself.
Okay, I'm Mira from Egypt. I'm agronomist. Finished my study in agriculture engineering. Now I'm a housewife. Have 3 kids, just all. And attend 2 classes for English and Spanish.
Great, okay, so you're a proper polyglot now, yeah? So we're talking about networking. We're talking about networking. How is it in Egypt? So what's more important, knowledge or a contact list to get a job?
No, knowledge is important more than contact list. As I said before, I have my qualification for something, but when I go to when I have a job, I don't find myself in it and go to another, because I find in myself something else I can do better. So not contact list which help me.
Yeah, so it's knowledge, yeah, your knowledge and your understanding, yeah. So
Yes.
okay, that's quite correct. Let's go on to another question because we went aside about equality and that kind of thing, because I think that's quite a big issue. Have you had any good or bad experiences as was? In fact, no. What kind of jobs would you say networking is most important in? So I'll list a job and tell me if you think networking could help. So for example, if you wanted to be a lawyer, how is it in your country, Anas? Can you hear me now? Anas? Okay, let's go to Ekbal. Can you hear me? Okay, just guys, check your microphones just in case. There should be a button here. And if you press this, if it's red, we should be able to hear you if that's the problem. But let's see. Ismail, what would you say to this? So if you wanted to be a lawyer in your country, what's more important, contact list or knowledge? Or how would you? Is it easy for people to become a lawyer in Turkey, and is it a respected position? In the UK, it's very respected and highly paid. Is it so in Turkey, Ismail?
Yes, teacher, it is highly respected position in Turkey to become a lawyer. Lawyer
become
and
a lawyer.
doctors are earning more money in my country.
Yeah.
And it is not so hard to become a lawyer if you win in high school lawyer
become a
department.
lawyer,
Lawyer department and finish the department, you can get a lawyer position.
So it's not so difficult, but you're saying it's very respected in any case. Is that the same? So are there any countries where this kind of position is not so respected or not so highly paid in comparison with other jobs? Yeah. So how is it in, okay, Jarno, the golden Finland, how is it in Finland for this position? You're saying lots of people are quite equal. Does that mean they get kind of equal money, or does that mean they have equal chances?
Equal chances, I guess. But being a teacher or lawyer or doctor, those three, they are quite equal here in Finland. Teachers are very, very respected.
A teacher gets the same money as a doctor?
Yeah, almost. But of course, doctors who are specialized their skills, like they are surgeons or neurosurgeons or like that, I think they are paid well. But teachers are paid very well here in Finland.
Wow, okay, that's cool. Yeah, so in UK, it's so that doctors get very, very high salaries, and lawyers too. Yeah, but it depends, of course, on if you're specialised, I guess. Yeah. So, but how is it in your country, Mario? Would you say, what's it like to if you wanted to become a lawyer in your country? Is it respected, and is it difficult to become a lawyer?
Yeah, yes, it's very respected, and this is a very yes, very respected to be a lawyer, politics, doctors. Very, this is the profession is very important, and that you can make a lot of money.
And would you use networking to get this kind of job?
You have to study. You have to study a lot from the high school, and then you have to follow a lane to get there. There are many years to become lawyers.
Okay, yeah, so it's quite long. So you could say knowledge is more important, yeah? So knowledge is more important than
yeah, of course.
Networking
there's no way in France to become a lawyer or a doctor without a lot of study.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, and Mahmoud in Pakistan, what would you say? Yeah, so to become a lawyer, is it difficult? How do you become a lawyer? As in, do you use networking or just knowledge? And is it respected compared with other positions?
In Pakistan, becoming a lawyer isn't very difficult, I think, and it's also a respected occupation. As far as I see, that my opinion is concerned, that how you will become a successful lawyer depends on. I think if you have had some high-profile cases, or if you have worked with some reputed lawyers for just a small time, then you are easily going to be successful in your career as a lawyer. Definitely, networking is very important.
Okay, yeah. So, but it would be a mixture of both to some extent as well. And also, there's the thing about doctors, yeah, because I've heard in some countries doctors are not so respected in comparison with other positions, yeah. And I don't know what it was like. So, Mahmoud, what about to be a doctor? Is this respected?
Yeah, it's very. I personally believe that doctors are being respected more than the lawyers, and it actually takes a lot more hard work than to become a doctor than a lawyer in Pakistan.
Yeah, there's a shortage of good doctors in the UK, and lots of doctors are immigrants in the UK, and they're really, their education level is very, very high. And yeah, it's quite interesting. Yeah, so I think my doctor also came from Pakistan, actually, so it's quite interesting.
Yeah, it's actually a quite successful trend in Pakistan that they study here. They become for 4 or 5 years they study in Pakistan medical colleges and universities, and when they become doctors, then they serve some other country and don't want to serve here or live here anymore. They just become immigrants.
Because there's a shortage in UK of doctors, so we bring doctors in from other countries, and as a result the salaries are also higher because to try to incentivize people to come and things like that. So yeah, it's quite interesting. How is it in your country, Mikhail? So doctors and lawyers, are they respected positions in comparison with other jobs?
Well, speaking of lawyers and doctors in my country, I would say that these positions are quite prestigious because it's apparent that society is sorely in need of these high quality positions. Therefore, their salaries are high, so it's evident, it's out of question. And speaking of knowledge, of course, they are supposed to have a strong base. They're supposed to have education degree. Am I correct?
Yeah, a degree, yeah, a university degree.
Yes, university degree. It's so it's highly important. And I would add about the doctors who migrate into other countries. Well, I want to say that it's a rude mistake of governments that allow the doctors and lawyers and such high quality professions to leave the country, to emigrate. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, and it's a thing, because these countries have invested the money training the doctors, and they go to other countries and things. Yeah, and also maybe it's it's something. Maybe if there's a shortage, they should be encouraging more British people to study these positions. But maybe, lots of people want to study because of the salary, but maybe don't study as hard as some other countries who have maybe a good study ethic and things. Okay, that's interesting. But what do you say, Mira? So to be a doctor or a lawyer in Egypt, what's the situation like?
Anyway, I'm an agronomist, not a doctor or lawyer, but the lawyer in Egypt has a low opportunity because they are a lot.
There are lots,
really.
yeah. So there's an oversupply of and when there's too many people can do the job, the salaries go down, and the conditions go down, maybe.
Yes, a lawyer can sit on cafe all the time, wait for a case or something. But the doctor is respectful more than lawyer.
Okay, so the doctor would get more respect. And how would you go about, if you wanted to be any of these positions, how would you go about getting to that level? Yeah. So would you try to establish some kind of contact list? Or how would you find the work? If you're the lawyer sitting in a cafe drinking endless cappuccinos, waiting for something, what would you do to find the work?
I think I can make me better for my field more than other, but I can gain a lot of knowledge to help me to have a good position in somewhere.
To advance yourself, yeah. So just do anything you can to do that. Yeah, okay, that's quite good. And has someone else joined us? I just heard the beep. I'm going to give this a nickname, this beep. I like it. Okay, Pavel, are you from Poland? Pavel, can you hear me? Okay, I was going to say, when you hear me, if you can hear me now, it's just, I said, are you from Poland? I have a friend from Poland called Pavel, spelt the same way, so I was assuming so. But anyway, Pavel, nice to meet you. Hopefully you can speak very, very soon. Okay, so anyway, we're going to go to the next question. Have you had any good or bad experiences as a result of networking. Yeah. So maybe, for example, how you got your, I don't know, position in university or your job. Have you ever, any of you ever used networking to advantage yourself in some way? So let's go the other way. Igor, what would you say? Igor, can you hear me?
Yes.
Have you used networking?
No, all jobs where I worked and where I work now, I achieve through interview. So I didn't know persons from that company or some friends to have. I only went to interview and pass the interview and start to work.
Yeah, okay, so it's straightforward, yeah? Interview, get the job. Yes. Ismail, what would you say? Have you ever used networking? Guys, be honest as well. If there's any, like, oh, yeah, you just say, give some good examples. So, Ismail, have you ever used networking?
No, Martin, I haven't used any time of networking. I grown up in a small fisher village, and I don't have.
I can hear some background noise. Pavel, can you hear me, Pavel? Okay, I'm just going to mute them. Okay, sorry, Ismail, sorry.
I see lots of people who are using your network to get a good position, especially in public business in my country, Martin.
Yeah.
I have lots of friends who are working in different states, department, who get their position with networking.
So you know of people that do it, but you haven't personally done it, yeah? So you got it in a different way and stuff. And how do you feel, for example, so Ismail, how would you feel, for example, if you got the job because you know you've worked hard in the past, you've got the right experience and stuff, but your friend on the other desk got the job just because he's best friends with the boss, yeah? And maybe he's not as good as you, yeah? How would this make you feel?
I don't like this. It is not right. It is not good, but the networking is the reality of the business life, I think. You can see in every corner of the business life. For example, in my country, there are lots of people who are working also in private business sector, who get their position with networking. I don't like this, but we couldn't get rid of them.
Yeah. So although, yeah, regardless of our opinions, you're saying we should just accept that it does happen. It's not ideal, but yeah, you're saying from your experience it does. Mario, what would you say? So have you ever used networking?
No. I never used that. I started a long time ago in business sport by doing it from the scratch, and then now, fortunately, I can now have a better situation, but it was a very hard work to get this situation. But
is it a bit of a dirty word, yeah? So to hear networking, is it a bit of a dirty word? Something that maybe is, yeah, people associate it with negative things, yeah? So if you say, by the way, I'm just going to read the chat box because I haven't answered any questions from here just now. Pedro, yeah, you've admitted you are the culprit. You got your first job that way so you got your first job through networking. Okay, that's interesting. Write in the chat box. I know you're not in the class, but write in the chat box how you did that and how you use networking to get your job. Or try Martin with contact list or internet and that network. Basically, yeah, using your contacts to advantage your position. Yeah, so phone up John, the accountant, and say, John, I need to work as an accountant. Yeah, that kind of thing. And Yeah, social networking is also a thing. Yeah, so lots of people, Ismail, lots of people have lots of friends on Facebook who they could contact, I guess, if they need some kind of job. In fact, yeah, I had that the other day. Someone messaged me. I don't know why they messaged me. They said, "Martin, do you know where I can get a job?" Yeah, and that kind of thing happens as well. Okay, so that's quite interesting. Okay, so what do you say, Mehmood? Yeah, so have you ever used networking? Your boss was successful, but maybe did he get to where he was through some kind of networking, or did he develop his business purely from scratch himself?
Regarding my boss, what I've heard about him is that he started from scratch and managed his own business and ultimately got to that position. For as far as my case is concerned, I already shared that I got my first job with help of networking. Actually, when I was studying, my friends and next class, they also talk. They would also always talk about the importance of networking, and they were trying to develop a network within the industry, the textile industry in Pakistan. But I didn't bother at that time. But when I graduated and actually started looking out for job, the first time I went to the same company that I worked for, the hiring manager didn't took me very seriously, or he didn't bother that I was a topper of my college. He wasn't very interested in me hiring me. So then I realized that it's a reality, an inevitable reality you can't escape from. So then, luckily, I had a friend of my father who was in the same business. So then he referred me to the boss of the company, and then ultimately they hired me. Actually, I've also noticed another advantage of networking, that I found out that the guy that worked earlier on the same position I was hired for, actually he also got that position with the help of networking, and he was earning more salary than I was given, just because of the networking. So it's not only that you will get the job, but it also affects the salary you will get in case you have a strong recommendation or a strong referral.
And it's very difficult, yeah, because basically, I guess if it's done through friends, there's part of it which you want to impress your friends, you want to help your friends out. So yeah, and so basically we're all corrupt, yeah, we're all really a little bit corrupt. But yeah, okay, that's interesting. But okay, Pavel, can you hear me now? Pavel, can you hear me? Okay, maybe not. Okay, so anyone else got anything to add? Mikael, what do you say? Or have you ever used networking?
Well, let me tell you about my own experience, about good points and some bad points of my experience. While working as a foreign students affairs manager in the university in my city, I helped all my foreign students in order to resolve the troubles whenever they face some problems. I was there for them to help, to assist. Well, and therefore, I gained huge number of contacts and useful contacts and networking as well. So I got acquainted with several doctors, surgeons, several lawyers, because as a fact, my students found some problems with police, and they had some problems with their health. So as a result, I get acquainted with lots of useful people.
Yeah, and there's no problem helping a friend or someone out. If you've got a friend that needs a job and you can help them some way, that's I guess natural. Yeah, so I guess it's not so bad, but I think people associate it. It's kind of like a taboo thing. Yeah, don't talk about it. But I guess it's a big part. Yeah, rightly or wrongly. Yeah, but okay, that's quite interesting, guys. I've got to go now. Very, very interesting to speak with you all. And hopefully we can speak again soon in a future session. I've got one straight after this, so I hope some of you can join me. But nice to meet new faces and things, and hopefully speak to you again soon. Take care, guys.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Martin.
Martin. Thank you,
Bye.
Martin.
Cheers.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye bye.